I'm Josh with JoshLovesIt.com. You know, growing up, my mom made the most amazing soft French bread. Everybody raved about it and always asked her to make it whenever they were coming over. So I'm going to show you in just a few simple steps how you can wow your dinner guests with Renee's famous French bread.
You can view the recipe and all the ingredients on JoshLovesIt.com, but we'll start out with 2.5 cups of warm water. Just dump it right into the bowl. And then you're going to add 1 tablespoon of rapid rising dry yeast, whichever brand you prefer. Just sprinkle it on top. And then you'll add 1/2 cup of sugar. Just stir it all in until it is pretty much dissolved, as good as you can get it. Now it's time to add the salt and the all-purpose flour. First put in 2 teaspoons of salt and mix it in good until it's dissolved. If you're using kosher salt, you'll want to use a little bit more. Now you're going to add about 5 of the 6 cups of all-purpose flour. Just mix it all in really well. We're going to speed this up and stir it around, scraping down the sides just to get all the little flour bits in to see if you need to add more flour. Okay, and then you'll probably need to add an extra cup, the 6th cup of the flour, and just keep mixing. And in some instances you may need to add a little bit more flour. It looks like this dough is a little bit too sticky. See how it's sticking to the sides and it'll stick to your hand? Yeah, it's just too wet, so we're going to add about 1/2 cup extra of the all-purpose flour and see where we go from there. And that should probably be enough, so we'll just stir that in and mix it. Keep mixing until you get all of the flour in, just so you know if it is if it's ready to go. Just test it a little bit. Yep, this is looking like it's about ready. So flour your countertop or your board and just lightly, you don't want too much flour in it. And now I'm going to throw the ball out and just knead it slightly. It's still a little bit sticky, but not much. So just knead it to get it uniform and to get all of the lumps out of it. Alright, you see it's nice and smooth, and we've got a good sized ball. I'm going to flour a little bit at the bottom of the mixing bowl, and then just drop the ball of dough inside, and then you can see the texture of the dough. It's a little bit dry, but not too dry, and we're just going to cover that and let it rise for about 1 to 2 hours until it doubles in size. Okay, looks like it's been 2 hours, and so we will go ahead and check the dough to see if it's raised to a double in size, and yes, it has, and it looks so nice. So go ahead and spray a baking sheet. I usually use nonstick spray, or you can butter it, and then flour your countertop again. And we're going to divide this dough right in half. You can use a chef's knife. It's probably a good idea. I didn't do it here, but it's probably a good idea to spray the knife with a nonstick spray, and then that way it'll cut easier. So you can divide it and then roll out half of it. I started this one already. Roll it out into a rectangle, a little bit shorter than the length of your baking sheet. It may be a little sticky, so you can flour it slightly, but you don't want to overflour it. Okay, now we're going to roll it up just like a jelly roll. And then you'll pinch the ends underneath to seal it off, and you're going to then set it on the cookie sheet with the seam side down. Leave a little space on the side, and then you'll just duplicate that with the other half of the dough. And you can just space them evenly so they have room to rise. Cover them and let them raise again for about 1 to 2 hours until it gets to the size you like. This is about how big I like it. One of them didn't rise quite as big as the others, but you can get an idea. So set your oven for 350 degrees, let it preheat, and then once it's preheated, bake it for about 20 minutes. You just want it to have a light brown color on top. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Let's check it. Golden brown, but not too dark. That's perfect. Now comes a very important step. Get some real butter while the loaves are hot and just rub it over the top of every square centimeter of this bread. This is one thing that really makes it tasty. This bread is really soft and fluffy, and you can scrape some butter on it once you cut it as well. So I'm going to cut a couple little pieces here to test out this beautiful Renee's soft French bread.
Joseph, would you like some bread?
Uh-huh.
Oh, some nice hot bread. Why don't you eat it and tell me what you think of it? Is it good?
Uh-huh.
All right, another satisfied Joseph. So good. Give it a try.